During a time when Venezuela is facing unprecedented tension with the United States, the videos sent to us were not weapons, not UAVs, not satellites. They were creatures, from something resembling a black dragon lying motionless inside a restricted valley, to a giant reptilian creature deep inside a cave where humans almost never go. A humanoid figure visible only through thermal cameras, vanishing inside a national forest, and things that rose from the harbor, from underground, from the water, only to disappear as if they were never there. What stands out is this: they did not appear in crowded places. They appeared in restricted zones, remote areas, places previously controlled for security reasons. So what were they? And how long had they already been there, before the camera turned on at exactly the wrong moment?
This is Mystery Files, and what you are about to see may have been hidden for a very long time. Stay until the end to witness footage that has never appeared on the internet before.
This video is believed to have been recorded by Carlos Mendez, a 32-year-old independent mountain hiker, during a solo trek near Quebrada Negra Valley, part of the Cordillera de la Costa mountain range in northern Venezuela. According to Carlos, this area is extremely remote, rarely visited by tourists, with unstable phone signal, and usually known only to local climbers. Everything started out normal. Carlos set up his camera to capture a wide shot of the valley in the late afternoon. The sky was overcast, clouds hanging low, the silence so deep you could hear the wind moving through dry grass. Then, just seconds later, a large, dark mass appeared in the center of the valley, making the frame feel wrong.
At first, he thought it was a large rock or a shadow created by the terrain. That changed when he zoomed in.
The object had a long shape, its body clearly curved, with a dark surface resembling reptile skin that did not reflect light. Something like a neck and head rose above the ground, completely separated from the surrounding landscape. Most disturbing of all, Carlos noticed movement. Not wind, not water, but a slow, heavy motion, like a massive creature lying at rest.
Oh my God, look at that shadow.
In the video, you can hear Carlos's breathing become rapid. His hands visibly shake. He does not try to get closer. Instead, he steps back and ends the recording. Later, Carlos said he uploaded the clip to TikTok almost immediately once he regained signal, still in a panic, with only one short caption. "I don't know what I just saw." The comment section exploded almost instantly. Many viewers labeled the creature the Black Dragon, linking it to South American legends about ancient reptilian beings hidden deep in the mountains. Others suggested it could be a visual illusion, or even AI-generated footage, although Carlos insists the original video was not edited.
What I cannot ignore is the context. This area had been restricted for a period of time due to security concerns, right as tensions between Venezuela and the United States were reaching a peak. And if that thing truly existed there, the question remains: how long had it been lying in that valley before one person accidentally stopped and saw it?
A group of archaeologists were working deep inside Guaroco Cave, a location already considered extremely difficult to access, during a time when Venezuela was filled with rumors of sealed zones for security reasons.
Headlamps swept across wet rock walls. The air was thick with the smell of ancient earth and bat droppings.
Then someone froze. Inside a narrow chamber ahead of them was a long body covered in glossy segments, with hundreds of legs slowly twitching and gripping the cave floor. One team member whispered that they were standing only a few feet away from it. A comparison was made that left everyone stunned. The creature was roughly the length of a small car. No one in the group had ever seen or even heard of an arthropod this large in the region. What caught my attention was their reaction. No screaming. No one tried to get closer. The entire group slowly backed away, step by step, as if they understood this was not the moment for curiosity. A theory was whispered. An isolated cave. Plenty of food. No natural predators.
Everything felt like countless expeditions before it. If there was any place a creature could grow beyond normal limits, it would be here. And then they left, abandoning the creature in the darkness, in a place humans may never have truly controlled.
This next segment becomes tense immediately. On January 7th, 2023, a group of hunters were flying by helicopter over El Ala National Park searching for deer. Thermal cameras were routine equipment for them. The screen showed the usual heat signatures scattered across the forest, until a large thermal shape suddenly appeared.
There was a brief silence. Then a voice broke out, clearly shaken. "What the hell is that?"
On the screen, the figure ran on two legs, leaping over fallen trees as if they weighed nothing. Long arms swung with its stride, and something resembling horns extended from its head.
I've got it, 12 o'clock low, moving fast through the timber. Copy, I see it. What the hell is that?
It was not a deer, not a human, not any animal they had tracked before. The figure ran for a short distance, then vanished from the thermal display before anyone could react. Someone mentioned Wendigo, not as a joke, but as a reflex when the mind runs out of explanations.
I thought about this for a long time afterward. Technology lets us see more than ever. Sometimes it only proves that there are still things in deep forests humans are not ready to face.
In Aroa, a small village in Iraqi, a farmer kept losing his crops. Plants were being dragged underground. The field developed strange sinkholes. A tunnel appeared in the middle of the land where there had never been one before.
At first, he was just angry. Anyone would be. Eventually, he had enough. He grabbed a shovel and started digging.
The soil was damp and heavy, sticking to the blade. When he reached a certain depth, he saw something that erased all anger instantly. A face slowly emerged. It looked human, but not in a familiar way. In a way that made you want to step back. Rough skin, bulging eyes, low, guttural sounds coming from its throat that did not resemble any animal. In that moment, crops no longer mattered, only fear. Before he could react, the creature slipped back underground. The soil collapsed. The tunnel vanished. The crops stopped disappearing.
But the farmer said that every time he stood in that field afterward, he felt like the ground beneath his feet was no longer completely silent.
This incident surfaced during one of the most tense periods Venezuela had seen in years, especially around ports and shipping routes. About a month before the video went viral, workers at La Guaira port noticed something strange. The water began to move, not like waves from passing ships, but as if the entire surface was being pushed upward from below.
One man working on the dock managed to record a few seconds on his phone.
In the footage, a massive black form rose from the water. Its surface absorbed light rather than reflecting it. Witnesses described an immediate sense of unease, difficulty breathing, goosebumps, despite the creature showing no aggressive behavior. Almost instantly, it submerged again. Water churned violently, then the sea returned to normal, as if nothing had happened. When the video spread online, many compared the creature to descriptions of Leviathan from ancient legends, a sea monster said to appear before major events. What stood out to me was one detail. Many locals said they had never seen anything like this in their entire lives at the port.
And the question remains, if it was not a legend, then what could rise in the middle of a crowded harbor and disappear in just seconds?
This story shifts away from moving creatures and focuses on something that had been lying still beneath the sand for a very long time. A group of friends on a safari inside Kororo National Park noticed a large piece of bone sticking out of the ground. At first, they assumed it was a fallen tree trunk or an unusual rock. But the longer they looked, the more wrong it felt.
They contacted local authorities, and a few days later, an archaeological team arrived at the site.
Once excavation began, expectations were quickly shattered. Beneath the sand lay an almost complete skeleton, with unnaturally long limbs and joints far larger than those of a normal human. The skull was the part that silenced everyone watching. It was massive, with a structure that did not match any known animal or human remains ever documented in the area. What stood out most was how quiet officials became. The area was quickly restricted, and information only surfaced through the accounts of those who had been there at the beginning. Many theories surfaced, ranging from an undiscovered prehistoric creature to a lost branch of evolution. To this day, however, no official conclusion has been released.
With many regions in Venezuela now restricted from research due to security concerns, the lack of answers surrounding such a discovery only fuels more questions. Skeletons do not simply disappear from history. The real question is how many discoveries like this may still be buried beneath our feet.
This case exploded across the internet within hours. A scientist claimed he was brought an unknown body by government officials for a classified experiment. There were no public documents, no explanation of origin, only an order to analyze quickly and remain completely silent. The leaked video of the body is difficult to ignore. The creature has a large almond-shaped head, no visible ears, sharp teeth exposed despite its mouth being nearly closed. Its eyes are milky white and do not react to light. The arms are long and thin, ending in sharp claws. But the most disturbing feature is the lower body. Instead of two legs, it appears fused together, resembling a mermaid-like tail. The abdomen is abnormally swollen, as if it once contained something inside. The scientist admitted he recorded the video out of shock and uploaded it while panicking. Just hours later, authorities discovered the post and demanded it be removed. By then, it was already too late.
The footage spread rapidly, triggering speculation that this was an extraterrestrial being or a hybrid never meant to be revealed. Subscribe to the channel and join me as we go even deeper into creatures that seem increasingly unreal.
When it comes to mysterious entities in Venezuela, El Silbón is the name that makes rural communities fall silent. Not because it appears often, but because whenever it is mentioned, something has usually gone very wrong. This video is believed to capture one of those moments. According to the information shared with the clip, the CCTV footage was recorded in a rural area of Los Llanos, a vast plain stretching across states such as Apure and Guárico. The timestamp shows 3:33 a.m. on December 25, 2025, a time locals believe El Silbón crosses into the human world.
The security camera sits near a wire fence. In front of it stands a guard dog. Suddenly, the dog freezes, ears up, growling toward the darkness.
Through the thin fog, a thin figure appears wearing a wide-brimmed hat and old-style farmer clothing, holding a heavy white cloth bag. At first, the figure remains completely still. Then it slowly stands, not rushed, not sneaking, but deliberate, as if it knows no one will approach. According to legend, El Silbón is a cursed spirit, that carries a sack filled with human bones. The closer its whistling sounds, the more dangerous it actually is. What is unsettling here is that there is no whistling at all, only heavy silence. Then the entity turns, walks out of frame, and vanishes.
One detail stands out. After that night, according to the uploader, there were no more unexplained livestock deaths or dogs barking at night. As if something came, observed, and left. For those raised on stories of El Silbón, that alone is more than enough to be afraid.
Once again, El Silbón. This is the kind of entity people only speak about after locking their doors. In Los Llanos folklore, it does not chase or run. It walks, slowly, evenly, and whenever it appears, something follows.
The person filming was a local man who said he was cleaning outside his house at night when he heard a strange sound on the road. Not a clear whistle, but a faint, steady noise that made him raise his phone.
The camera points toward a dirt road under weak yellow lighting. A figure emerges, tall, thin, leaning on a cane, back clearly hunched. The way it walks immediately draws attention. Not drunk, not hurried. Each step is measured, intentional, as if it knows exactly where it is going. The cane hits the ground with a dry, heavy sound. The other hand hangs low, holding something unclear. The man filming says nothing. Only his breathing can be heard. He does not move closer or call out. The figure passes through the frame without turning its head or looking toward the house, then disappears into the darkness. According to the uploader, the following night, an elderly man in the village died suddenly from unknown causes. The news spread quickly, and the video was immediately linked to El Silbón. Locals say they heard distant whistling near dawn, the kind that grows more dangerous the quieter it sounds.
I cannot say this is El Silbón, but if you know the old stories, you understand why simply watching a figure walk slowly through the night like that is enough to make people go quiet.
This video was sent to us by Marcus Johnson, a man living near the St. Paul River on the outskirts of Monrovia, Liberia. From the start, he made one thing clear. He was not filming content. He was checking the water level after heavy rain when he saw it.
At first, the footage appears normal. Murky water, low light, nothing unusual. Then, near the surface, a long body appears.
Its back is covered with feather-like or flared scale structures, dark orange mixed with black, layered evenly and moving gently with the current. Watching this, I cannot identify what it is. Not a fish, not a water snake Marcus had ever seen, and certainly not something common in that river. The camera stays at a distance, showing the filmer hesitating between continuing to record or stepping away. According to Marcus, the creature never attacked or thrashed. It simply drifted slowly, its body undulating gently, before sinking beneath the surface and disappearing completely. No splash, no ripples. As if the river closed itself.
Many linked it to legends of feathered serpents or river dragons, ancient beings mentioned in African and South American folklore. Creatures said to live deep beneath rivers and surface only briefly during environmental disturbances.
The creature you are seeing here is a warning. On May 30th, 2025, José Linares, a well-known figure among Venezuelan fishermen, sent us a video filmed off the coast of La Guaira. At first glance, it appears harmless. Beautiful, floating shapes shimmering purple and blue under the sun. That calm beauty is exactly what makes it dangerous.
Jose is a sport fisherman with years of experience. When he says something is wrong, people listen.
In the video, he points toward the water and warns that the Portuguese man-o-war known scientifically as Physalia physalis, has returned to the area. Many mistake it for a jellyfish, but it is not one. It is a colonial organism made up of many smaller entities, functioning as a single body. The visible float looks like a purple or blue gas-filled bladder. What you do not see is the danger. Beneath the surface are tentacles that can extend dozens of feet, nearly invisible. Even brief contact can cause severe pain, muscle spasms, nausea, fever, breathing difficulty, and hospitalization. I stress this because many people think that if it washes ashore, it is safe. It is not. Even dead, its tentacles remain venomous.
After the video spread, fishermen and swimmers around La Guaira were warned to stay out of the water, especially children. To me, this is a clear reminder. The ocean does not always roar to warn you. Sometimes, the most dangerous things drift silently right in front of you.
This video was sent to us by John Viscardo Bustamante, filmed on April 21, 2025, at a remote Caribbean beach. John said he was walking along the shore when he noticed a dark object washed up near the waterline, where waves repeatedly struck and pulled away. In the footage, the creature lies on wet sand, its long body trailing into the surf. What shocks viewers is the raised head, which from a distance resembles a human head lying back in sea foam. Facial features are unclear, but the shape and proportions immediately feel wrong. John does not approach. He keeps his distance and continues recording. Waves strike the body, shifting it slightly before leaving it still again, suggesting the creature was exhausted or stranded. The rear portion stretches unnaturally long, making it difficult to tell whether this is a complete organism or only part of one. According to John, the creature remained there for several minutes without reacting. When the tide changed, stronger waves pulled it back into the water, leaving only smooth sand behind. When he returned later, nothing remained.
As the video spread, theories emerged. Some believed it was an injured large fish or sea snake dragged ashore by waves. Others linked it to legends of humanoid sea beings or ancient entities that appear only briefly at the boundary between land and water. Some argued it was an optical illusion caused by distance and perspective.
This clip made many viewers check their ceilings before going to sleep. The video was recorded by a family living near the Caribbean coast. They were going about their evening when they noticed a massive shadow clinging to the edge of the ceiling.
At first, they thought it was decoration. Then, it moved.
When the camera lifts, the room falls silent. A giant moth is attached to the ceiling, its wings spread wide, nearly covering an entire section of wall. The most unsettling detail is the markings on its wings, resembling large eyes staring downward. No one approaches. They remain below, filming from a safe distance. The moth clings firmly, occasionally flexing its wings as if resting. According to the person filming, each movement sent a faint rush of air downward. After several minutes, the moth flew out through an opening and vanished into the night. The creature is likely a tropical giant moth species, known for large wingspans and eye mimic patterns designed to intimidate predators. These false eyes are not real, but in low light they easily trick the human brain into feeling watched.
In some Caribbean cultures, large moths entering homes are seen as omens or visiting spirits. But when something that large hangs above your ceiling, it no longer feels like an ordinary insect.
The man in this clip identifies himself as Carlos Mendez, who lives near forested farmland in San Jose de Bolivar, Táchira State, Venezuela. According to him, the incident occurred on January 18, 2025, around 11 p.m.
For several nights before, his family experienced strange events. Light footsteps at night, Objects moved, chickens panicking.
That night, while checking the field, Carlos heard raspy laughter and short hissing sounds near the trees. Thinking it was a wild animal, he and his relatives set a small metal cage trap along a trail where the noises often occurred. Less than an hour later, the cage began shaking violently. In the clip, the creature inside screams repeatedly, high-pitched and sharp, while slamming its hands against the bars. Carlos describes it as small, hunched, with pale gray skin, large ears, and wide eyes reflecting flashlight beams. It wasn't an animal, he says, and it wasn't human. But the screaming sounded like real panic.
Yet no one was ever seen. What followed frightened the family. Dogs barked uncontrollably. The wind picked up suddenly. An elder from the village warned Carlos not to keep the creature trapped, saying it could be a duende, a mythical being known to sneak into farms at night and never meant to be held.
Around 2 a.m., Carlos opened the cage and released it back into the forest. He says the creature screamed once more before vanishing into the darkness. After that night, all strange activity around the farm stopped. Carlos ends the video with a single sentence. "I just wanted it gone. I don't need to know what it was."
If you believe the things emerging across Venezuela are just coincidence, say so in the comments. But if you feel something is beginning to reveal itself, subscribe to Mystery Files before the next footage appears.